Madam Web.
No, what? I don't hate Madam Web.
No, I just want to see if you still felt as invigorated by Madam Web as you did last night.
Absolutely.
You woke up still in love with
Yeah.
Cassandra Webb, a.k.a. Madam Web.
Like, here's the thing about Madam Web is that after watching all that dang Mr.Beast, the more I look back on Madam Web, the more I'm like, that wasn't so bad. That was okay. It wasn't okay.
Damn, really?
It's like, it's like watching a clown die. Mm-hmm. Like, I shouldn't find it more entertaining than normal death, but it is.
I think clown deaths are good because I'm such a Stephen King's It fan. I think we should kill more clowns. But I honestly don't give a shit about Madam Web. I love Madam Web. We're never going to discuss Madam Web on here because Madam Web is perfect.
Yeah, perfect movie.
I've seen that man before.
So who is he?
Ezekiel Sims. He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
I can't stop thinking about where's my spider? They took my spiders.
Yeah.
The Peruvian spider people, Los Araña, living in trees, punishing the wicked.
I just love that he was in love with that spider. He had his entire apartment around the spider.
Now, did you notice that the villain...
Now, did you check out this one thing?
Was barefoot in every scene?
Yeah. No, he's like that TikTok couple that cut the soles off their feet.
They did what?
My husband and I have removed the bottoms of all of our shoes. We decided to start walking barefoot, and one of our followers had a great idea. Since some businesses don't want us being completely barefoot, if we cut off the bottom of our shoes, it'll allow us to be barefoot but blend in with everyone else. This is a huge commitment, but we were willing to make it. These are our favorite shoes. Our shoe collection is worth more than $20,000. But this is a sacrifice we're willing to take because walking barefoot means the world to us. The benefits of walking barefoot are priceless, so now our shoes are worth more than money could ever be.
We have got to stop letting people in love be on TikTok.
I thought you were going to say you got to stop watching TikTok, because that is true.
You should stop watching TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. I will never have a TikTok.
What the fuck is this show, Tyler? This is the first episode. You should introduce the show.
This is hate speech.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's have a chat about hate.
Got the purple, wanna talk about it, let it boil over, blow the top, call this hate and speech.
You are only as great as what you hate.
Once the taste is on your tongue, you'll only crave.
No, this is hate speech. This is where we sort of lay out our thesis statement for what this podcast is, huh?
I got some grievances.
We're going to go to the airing of grievances. Okay. I'm ready.
I feel like this is a form of punishment for us for sins we have committed in past and present lives.
I've never sinned, famously.
Yeah?
I'm a godly child.
No, see, everyone's got that one, though.
No, I'm a very good boy, actually.
Theologically, everyone's got that one.
Okay, what's my sin? That some people I never met fucked, and God's blaming that on me?
Yeah, got that freaking apple, man. Took a bite. But no, like I feel like this is penance, right? Like, we're gonna have to expose ourselves to some hot garbage,
and cold garbage.
Yeah, and
lukewarm garbage, tepid garbage.
Just to set the tone, I've been like obsessed with something.
Okay.
Going to the Starbucks. I've been going to the Starbucks because I love.
Because you hate Palestine.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I see you having a hot glass of Jew blood right there.
That's right. I love drinking it. No, it's pretty close though. So like their newest signature drink is an olive oil coffee. Like an olive oil Oletta.
And what I discovered was the alchemy, the extraordinary, unbelievable opportunity to infuse Protana olive oil into Starbucks coffee could actually create this luscious, velvet, extraordinary flavor that lingers in your mouth, creates this incredible viscosity on your lips and your tongue, and enhances every single hot and cold beverage.
Like an olive oil Oletta. So I'm like, I should try the Oletta. I should drink some hot oil now.
That they're putting olive oil in coffee at Starbucks. Who is this for?
Oh,
I guess Italians and Greeks.
Oh man. Yeah, do you want some?
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
It doesn't taste as oily as I thought it would.
You wanted it to be oilier?
I did. I wanted it to be
here we go.
oily. They're selling it as the olive oil drink.
That's awful.
Right? Like, why would they do that? Because, like, both of these things are diuretics, so I'm going to be shitting and pooping both at the same time.
That's not what a diuretic does, but that's fine.
Okay,
we're going to move past it.
Wait, hold on. What's the poopy thing?
Olestra?
No, like what? So, Tyler, you are a nurse.
A laxative.
It's a laxative.
Why do you have to bring that up? You have 2 degrees, okay? Let's get this out there.
It's not about degrees. You have 0 degrees.
I have it. Oh my God. How did I become a nurse? That it doesn't matter.
You don't have your real bachelors. You have the fake associates. I'm just associated with you.
This is a podcast where we hate things, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
So
I hate the educational system for not giving you a bachelor's. You've earned it.
Thank you. It's about time someone finally recognizes me.
I'm still.
No, that coffee's awful.
I'm gonna drink all of it. I got the smallest one they had. It cost $6.
I remember butter in coffee, but olive oil in coffee?
What do you mean you remember butter in coffee?
People were putting butter in coffees to help them poop or something. Like,
really?
Part of like the high protein shit. It's like, oh, I put fat in my coffee so I'm full longer. And
is this like a cleanse thing?
You will be cleansed.
I mean, here's hoping.
The warm light of God will take you.
Yeah. Okay, so but like back to the topic.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? We curse on this, by the way, so watch out.
Yeah, we're effing and jeffing. This is not for children. We make threats.
No, like what if they're angry children though? Like, children have something to complain about.
We fuck with angry children. That's our bread and butter. Angry children.
Yeah,
because we're in essence adult angry children.
I mean, I feel like all podcasters are just adult angry children.
Yeah,
I don't think that's unique to our situation.
Much like our topic today, we're indoor kids and we're mad about it. So this podcast, there's a lot of stuff in the world today, like why you should love things. Like people will say, don't talk about what you don't like, talk about what you do like. And I think that's great advice. I don't follow that advice because I got a lot of pent up hate in me.
I think it's healthy.
Yeah.
Like people are like reject hate. And like, it depends on who you're hating. Like you shouldn't hate strangers.
You're reading the Stop Asian Hate hashtag like, ew. No, I'm going to keep going.
Lopan was no angel, and I hate that man.
Yeah. And we're not talking about racism. We're not just going to get on here and do racism.
It's not racism to hate David Lopan, the wealthy industrialist from Big Trouble in Little China.
I'm saying that we as a white culture have been pushed to hate. Never mind.
You've already started it.
Never mind. No.
We're not here to solve problems.
No, we're
not qualified.
We'll create more problems probably.
Yeah, I'm not qualified to solve most problems.
I can solve some health problems.
I feel like you mitigate health problems. You don't really solve things. You stop bad things from getting worse.
Stop drinking the Oleto coffee.
It's making me smarter.
He's going back for another drink.
It's expensive. Maybe the rich people know something.
They do.
I'm going to start writing down some of my central theses for this podcast. Rich people might know something. I'm going to write that down.
Definitely capitalize the might. So not like you'll see a lot of people out there like, oh, focus on the positive, focus on the good things. There's not really a good outlet for talking about shit we hate. And we're not just going to come on here and be like, I hate this because it sucks. I mean, that's a function of this, sure.
I think it can start that way.
Yeah, that's how all good hate starts.
We should. It's about an exploration of our feelings, not just this thing sucks, but why does it suck? Why
Right.
do you hate it?
Exactly. So if you hate something and you can articulate that,
Yeah,
we want to hear it.
yeah.
We want to talk about it. Because
Listeners-
sometimes we may not hate what you hate, and we are going to ride your ass.
Listeners, call in now and we'll ride your ass. No, like I'm open to hate anything.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, you're white. I mean, I am too. Let's be clear.
Yeah,
Full
like-
disclosure.
I've been convinced to hate things in the past, right? Like, there's been certain shows that I've watched. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I shouldn't. Like, I think everyone had that experience with Glee.
Ugh, Glee.
Where like people liked Glee, they were on board with Glee, but then somebody came by and convinced them that it sucked, and then they hated Glee. Their eyes were opened.
I should say also, my name is Tyler.
Oh yeah,
and that's Nate.
yeah, I'm Nate. And we're the.
But yes, I completely agree. I completely agree with you.
Oh.
I'm gonna do those.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do.
You
puns.
watched Glee,
A little too long. Yeah.
right? What turned you? What made you hate Glee?
I don't remember the characters' names at all, so sorry for all you Gleeks out there. I still remember that. But I remember when they were doing the Wicked episodes, singing songs from Wicked in theaters later this year, which I might cover that.
You hate Wicked?
As a kid with a musical theater degree, watching that trailer for Wicked kind of hurt me because I liked Wicked. But I was watching the Wicked episode of Glee, and it was like the main girl from Glee, lady, I don't remember her name. I don't even remember the actress's name because COVID's put holes in my brain.
Yeah,
And
Swiss juice up there.
It was just never committed to memory. And then the little gay kid from Glee, I don't remember his name. They were trying out to be the main part in Wicked. They were singing Defying Gravity. And I just remember in the episode that the woman character could hit the really high note in Defying Gravity, but the little gay kid couldn't hit that high note. And I just kept thinking, this kid has hit that note before. He would have easily hit that note. This show's just not brave enough to have a gay boy play the evil witch from Wicked in the TV show.
I've heard similar complaints about Glee.
It's remarkably cowardly.
Yeah.
Oh, you have representation. There's a character of a kid in a wheelchair, and his first big song, he gets out of the wheelchair and dances because that's what he wants.
He solved it?
Come on.
He fixed it.
Yeah.
He fixed his broken
he
body.
He could dance if he wants to. He could leave his friends behind. Fuck Glee.
He could be a better person if he could only dance. So I'm gonna start collecting a list of things that we can point out as shared things that we hate. And I think cowardice is one of those things.
Intellectual, physical, emotional cowardice.
Yeah. And I acknowledge that I am also a coward.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what? I hate myself, everybody. Check that out.
Wow.
First episode.
Nate's dropping truths wow, this is one of those podcasts.
I mean, I think you should hate parts of yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I think if you don't hate a part of yourself, you can't improve the parts of yourself you don't like.
Yeah. I mean,
I can hear him now. You shouldn't hate yourself. That's not productive.
Who's that person?
The voice.
I mean, in a way, the voice in your head that sounds like a dork is right.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't focus on the hate and have that be a driving factor, right? But instead, it should be there's something in my soul that I don't like. This certain cowardice.
Yeah, and you have to pull it out, or you'll get cancer and die. I'm a nurse.
Right. Yeah. I gotta excise it, and so it's an identification. What is this thing I hate?
Yeah.
I hate my cowardice. And let's talk about why I hate my cowardice.
Okay, let's go.
I hate it because it is a way of betraying my true core values, right? If I'm a coward in a public space, it's I don't want to say pro-Palestinian things because otherwise people will be mad rich people might be mad at me. Which is true. Right?
Wait, did you put rich people in 3 parentheses?
Oh God! No, see, I don't hate Jewish people, Tyler.
Why do you have to say that?
Damn it! You got me. That's how they do it.
This is how they do it. Yeah.
But there's this cowardice with them.
They do it.
Oh God. I'm coughing up that cowardice.
Yeah.
Identifying it, and then it's okay. I'm gonna work on that.
Yeah, because it is the thing you have to sort of push yourself through. Because I recently at work, I've started working with a bunch of new bros, and I love my bros. I'm a bro. I like hanging out with them.
Bros or bras?
Bruh.
Okay. Because I would call you bro.
Yeah, but I mean bros.
Okay.
They're sending each other Rogan clips on Instagram, that kind of bro,
That's right.
And I'll tell you, them fellas, they ain't good with pronouns.
Men are not okay.
And a younger me may have been I'll just go along with the flow. I'm not going to rock the boat.
Right.
But I don't give a fuck anymore.
No.
And it's more important to me to say oh, that fucking sucks. Someone showed me some anti-trans shit. I'm well, that fucking sucks. I don't think that's funny.
Yeah.
And They're woefully underprepared for that. And they're just like, get that shit out of my face.
The slightest amount of pushback. Because, like, they're cowards too.
Yeah, big time. Oh, yeah.
Right? You know? And so they're like...
And more importantly, that story shows you that I'm a good person.
Wow, that was brave of you to say that. So, like... Yeah. So ultimately, so I'm making a list of things.
Okay.
Right? So we have rich people.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We don't like them.
Yeah.
Men.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to do a multi-part series on men.
We don't like men.
We don't like them.
You know, and so this podcast is just getting it out there.
Yeah.
The two things we hate: rich people and men. You got anything?
Oftentimes, those two things are the same.
You got anything else you got? I mean, but the thing is, like, we're men.
Oh, fuck.
You ever think of that?
I think it might not be all men,
Oh.
but I am pretty sure it includes us.
Okay.
Like in medicine, we have this thing called the bell curve. Do you know what that is?
No. I only know of the Laffer curve.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, see, different worlds, baby.
It's like most people fall within the middle of the bell, like data wise.
The top of the bell.
Yeah. And there, sure. And there are outlying areas where all the like rare stuff is. And it's more rare for men to be good than it is to be bad, I would say.
So you would say that we are the shiny Pokemon of men.
Yeah, we're a couple of Mewtwo's. Not Me Too's, though.
Yeah, this first episode is going great.
We're cooking.
We're cooking. All right, so who are we talking about?
Today we're talking about...
And it's not always a person. I just want to clarify. We don't always have to hate a specific person.
No, but if you have a person you want us to hate, let us know. We'll check them out.
This is a call-in show, essentially.
Yeah, it will turn into that probably.
If you got grievances, let us know.
Yeah, we have an email, which I'll drop at the end of the show. You could...
Or just now. You can just do it now.
hatespeechp@gmail.com.
Hate speech P.
Yeah, because Hate Speech Podcast was taken because some right-wing chuds took that in like 2010, but never did anything.
So we're reclaiming hate speech.
Yes.
We're taking it back.
Two white men are reclaiming hate speech, finally.
Finally.
We have black friends.
Wow. Brave. It's about bravery.
It's about bravery.
No, but in this case, we wanted to start this first episode, the special episode. It is special.
Yeah.
Number one, baby. The first one.
Number one.
We're talking about Mr.Beast.
Mr.Beast, Jimmy Donaldson himself.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming. Mr. Beast a fucking moron. That's like a constant battle for me. I have a mental breakdown every other week.
Jimmy Donaldson?
That's his name.
Like, not Jim?
No, Jimmy. They call him Jimmy. Probably because he's 25.
God damn it. Like, he has one of those faces, like a young Republican. Where,
well, that's because he's from North Carolina.
So he is probably a young Republican.
Yeah, he went to a Christian college.
Yeah. Did he really?
For 2 weeks. He dropped out, never went to a single class. He wanted to focus on YouTube.
God, that is the young Republican trajectory, where they go to college for a little bit, disagree with the professor, say, I'm smarter, and then leaves.
And who's to say if he's wrong, Mr. Worth $500 million?
You know what? Like, so I think some themes are going to show up in hate speech. One of them is money.
Uh-huh.
And I think one of them is Worthington's Law. Do you know Worthington's Law?
I do know Worthington's Law. So let me explain it, okay?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Worthington's Law means more money equals better than.
Yeah, we made it up. Don't look into a show. Don't look into Mr. Show. This is our thing.
Yeah, don't look into this.
A person who makes more money than you is better than you, and therefore beyond criticism. This is called the Worthington Law, and it's used to gauge the value of human worth.
It's the idea that if you have more money than someone, you, ergo, are better than them.
Yeah. That was definitely a joke that was made up and not a real thing that people believe.
However...
God, no, that's true, though.
I mean,
right?
this has existed for a long time. That's just our shorthand for this joke, because the idea of the temporarily embarrassed millionaire...
Yeah, it's gallows humor, because essentially, like, we're beholden by what rich people think.
And what they do, and what little crumbs they can give us.
Right.
That might come back later.
That's right. And part of our existence is making sure that we don't make them mad at us.
Yes.
In fact, we want rich people to like us, so they give us some money.
Please, I am so tired of wiping ass and watching children die. Please, Mr. Beast, save me.
If you have a boss, part of your job is making that boss happy. That's part of your job description, is making sure they don't hate you.
Yeah, it's kind of the only job description, because my boss loves me. I'd say the worst things in the planet at work. Not actual hate speech.
Wow. You're so defensive.
Well, the other day at work, my boss was like, "Hey, Tyler, where have you been? Where'd you come from?" Because she didn't know I was there. Bad boss.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I love you. Not going to say her name. She said, "Tyler, where did you come from?" I said, "My mom's pussy." She said, "Can you show this new nurse around?"
I mean, yeah, but I'd say middle managers are people too.
I mean, all people are people, except Mr. Beast. He's a monster. He's a beast.
He's a literal beast.
He
went to a Christian college, and yet he has marked himself as a beast.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. You
There's
think of
something
that?
there.
You think of that?
And he's also given up his Christianity. That's not true. He's become agnostic. The quote on it I read was, well, I mean, there's so many religions. Who's to know what's right or wrong? I believe there is a God of some kind.
That really reinforces my idea about who Mr. Beast is that he's this entity of pleasing everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But like, let's talk more about Jimmy Donaldson.
Jimmy Donaldson. Did you know anything about Mr. Beast? Had you ever seen a true Mr. Beast video until we sat down and watched 4 hours of Mr. Beast?
It's really funny because I knew that I hated Mr. Beast before I gave him a fair chance to exist.
Because you saw his face?
I saw his face. And like, you see those YouTube thumbnails.
And then you were a believer.
With him being like, you know, I was thinking, like, they looked polished. They're touched up. All those thumbnails are touched up, and you know they give him that weird baby shine.
Do you want a Mr. Beast fact?
Please.
How much do you think those thumbnails cost
to make?
Yep.
Probably $2,000. Like they spent a lot of money on it.
He spends $10,000 on the thumbnail.
It's the most important part of the video. And what's worse is that he's the one that kind of pioneered that trend of like smiling guy points at thing that is exploding thumbnail that you see on YouTube to the point where like everyone has to fucking do it. It's part of the core of YouTube, aka the internet.
Let's do a YouTube thumbnail of us being like the divorce story and us soy facing at a fucking divorce paper.
No, because like even the crying ones that get the like it has to be us like crying and then having like little crying emojis by our face.
I can't make content.
Yeah, but like I knew I hated him, and I hated him
for sure.
I knew I hated him for his face and for his like subject matter because it's very Squid Game. It's hard to like get around that analogy, even though yes, he did have a whole Squid Game thing.
He did.
And so, well, tell me more. So he went to college, he dropped out, and he's like, I'm going to be a YouTube celebrity.
So,
right?
So yeah, Mr. Beast, could you believe it? Jimmy Donaldson, growing up, was an indoor kid.
No.
Very socially awkward, but competitive. Spent a lot of time on the computer.
So he's Bo Burnham. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, but he's like no Burnham. He's got, like no. He's not smart. He's not charismatic.
He's not funny.
I am comfortable calling Mr. Beast stupid.
Okay.
Yes. As someone with a little more education than him.
You know, like I think he has a certain talent in the area that he like. Here's my theory about children. Right? Is that?
Oh God, here we go.
Here we go. Ready? I feel that children, when they're growing up, they're just like sponges for whatever they're exposed to, good or bad. And this is the first generation of Zoomers that have grown up completely on the internet. Like millennials, growing up on the internet, but like we had dial-up. It wasn't as ubiquitous. You kind of had to carve your own path. Like, yes, we have seen some beheadings in our time.
They were so good. Those Taliban videos from right around 9/11. Oh, baby, look them up.
But being chronically online didn't make you popular in school the way that I think Zoomers might have made you popular on school if you're chronically online.
Right.
Like this is the Minecraft Roblox generation, right? Where they're just online 24/7.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what he learned. He's good at the internet. I think he unlocked the the code of becoming popular on YouTube. I think he's good at that. It's just that he's not good at anything else.
Right.
Right?
He's not charismatic. Like
his content isn't good. He's not funny.
He doesn't say anything coherent, cogent. I can't think of another word.
Codependent.
No, I think there's some I know there's some codependence. When do you want me to start sprinkling in Mr. Beast facts?
Whenever you want. Now, like I've been staring at a Mr. Beast cookie.
Oh yeah, we bought some Feastables.
Speaking of lack of quality and content.
While Nate's enjoying his Mr. Beast Feastable oatmeal raisin we bought on clearance, I'm going to tell you about Shopify. Now, Shopify helped us pay for this podcast.
No, they didn't, though.
They didn't, no. And I can't hold the Mr. Beast voice for too long. How is the Mr. Beast cookie? Give me one.
Okay.
They were clearance. They were half off. The only ethical way to buy Mr. Beast shit is when it's on clearance.
They're somehow both like dry and wet.
We got oatmeal raisin. That was the one flavor.
I do like an oatmeal raisin, which is a shame because like this is ass nasty.
Yeah, hot take. Oatmeal raisin is my favorite of the basic cookie. I prefer it to chocolate chip.
Yeah, no, over chocolate chip, over like an M&M. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think what beats it. I don't think much beats it.
Snickerdoodle, I think, beats it.
Nah, not for me.
Oh, fuck you. I hate you. Put Nate on the list.
Damn, okay, writing down Nate.
I mean,
we have rich people. Men. Nate.
Yeah, we kind of hit that earlier. That's three things that are the same to me.
Yeah. But like, I got that cookie. Yes, it's awful. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Is it on purpose that bad?
I think it's the cheapest shit possible.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah. You'd find it lunchable, I think.
Yeah. So
I keep on even drinking this oil. Yeah. Let me wash it down with some slick oil coffee.
Yeah, have some Olato coffee. So for the people who don't know, Mr.Beast is probably the world's biggest YouTuber. 100 million subscribers, right? Somewhere in there?
No, plus.
Doesn't matter. He's huge. His videos get hundreds of millions of views.
He had one that, like, the Squid Game, which I think is the most popular one.
500 million views, yeah.
500 million?
Yep.
I recreated every single set from Squid Game in real life, and whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
That's wild.
That's more people than there are on the planet.
Well, is it?
No. I mean, there's 7 billion people.
I don't know how many.
9 billion? I don't know.
We should probably have looked that up.
hatespeechp@gmail.com. Let us know how many people are on the planet.
We do take corrections. Please send in your corrections.
Yeah. No, so he's a YouTuber who makes wildly exploitive, quote, philanthropic videos.
Like, what is his content? What's his, like,
it's
bread and butter?
It's video clickbait.
Okay.
It's video, I was like, what does this remind me of? It's fucking clickbait, but video.
Okay, so like when I'm reading local news, say, and I'm scrolling down to read the story, and in the middle of the story, you see, like, the world's fattest man.
Well, I mean...
or, like, local baby eaten, question mark?
I think of it more like this 9-year-old sold lemonade to pay for chemotherapy. Isn't this heartwarming? That is what I think Mr.Beast is.
That's the clickbait.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there are common themes, right? Because we
watched a lot of Mr.Beast.
We sat down for 4 hours and watched Mr.Beast after Mr.Beast.
We started at the beginning, and it was crazy. Yo.
Whoa, what?
Whoa.
Oh,
where'd the trans one go?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Mr.Beast. So
Mr.Beast has I think he disappears people. He has a Lenin-style quality to him.
We should say, credibly been accused of homophobia and racism.
Oh, yeah, like he's no saint. He's no angel.
Yeah, Mr.Beast is no angel. It's okay to hate him.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's rich and young.
Well, okay, but like
full of sugar.
Yeah, but like, what is the actual video though? So like, I click on the clickbait of, what was a dumb video like?
What, I built 100 wells in Africa? That one?
No, let's not start there because I think that starts a larger conversation. What's the other genre of like? The island one.
Yeah.
Like
I went to an island that cost $1. I went to an island that cost $100,000. I'm on a $140 million island.
This is a $250 million private island. Literally anything you could ever want is on this private island. And I'm gonna show you the difference between this and a $150 million luxury island. A massive $45 million island, a $5 million frozen island, all the way down to the world's cheapest private island. That thing. I'm starting to realize we might not all fit on it.
The main theme throughout like all of his movies is money.
Yeah.
Right? Like
that's the main character of every Mr.Beast video. So I think
it's certainly not Mr.Beast.
No, there's nothing there.
Like, Mr.Beast isn't even a good host.
No.
That's how empty he is as a person.
Yeah, and if, like, you made a good point. If you watch his face when other people are talking, he looks like he's trying to hold back his fangs and stop from eating them.
No, like, it looks like he's a person who has plastic surgery faced without having plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I think one of our tenets is generally don't make fun of the way people's bodies are. But, like,
I didn't agree to that.
I mean, I do.
Fine,
but,
yeah. No,
but
I
like,
agree.
He's changing his face to look like, a certain personality.
And I think
like he can't like not do that because I'm afraid that like I think that he's afraid that if he shows any sort of emotion, he might let a little too much out.
Yes. And there's probably a reason for that. Do you want to hear why?
Smoldering rage.
Probably.
Okay.
So there have been editors who have worked with him that said he was like abusive, like verbally, like obsessive, and just cruel to them. And we should also note, I'm not saying this excuses his behavior, but I think it might explain his behavior. But Mr. Beast has been estranged from his father since he was a child. And there were blogs posted by Mr. Beast's mother, Mrs. Beast.
Yeah.
I don't know her name. Donaldson, probably. Doesn't matter.
No, it's Mrs. Beast now.
It's Mrs. Beast, where she talked very openly and descriptively about how the father was abusive to her and Mr. Beast.
So like a cycle of abuse might be happening, say.
Yeah.
All right.
So I can't say for sure. The guy sure puts out a lot of philanthropy. Certainly that's not covering for anything.
Yeah.
And he gets really uncomfortable when that gets brought up. Like he won't talk about his dad or the abuse or anything because he can't let any real emotion out or in.
Coward.
He's a fucking coward.
Right. Both internally and externally, I think.
Well, he's an indoor kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to keep calling it that, but that's what he is.
Well, yeah. And I think that there's like, you know, I love categories. I'm going to start putting people in boxes. That's healthy. But like, you know, he seems like the type of person that like, that we would talk about in hate speech where like, it's sad. This seems like a sad story that has turned it, that has created an abusive man.
Yeah.
Right. Abusive in a lot of like unhealthy ways. Not, I mean, like, yes, directly abusive, I'm sure.
Yeah,
and we don't see that in the videos.
And
but
people
like,
have said, oh yeah, he said the N-word. He called people the F slur.
Yeah.
He has removed people from voice chats because he couldn't pronounce their wacky non-white names.
Yeah. That's a fun one.
I'm going to yote you, Colin. Thank you for coming up. Sorry, I'm really bad with names. I'm going to yote you as well. Cool.
He was posting trans, like he in 2017 posted the anti-trans helicopter joke, and he's like, oh, I didn't know it was a hate meme. I was just doing the meme. We're all just doing the meme.
Yeah,
let's not rock the boat here.
He feels like a walking gamer moment, right?
Yeah.
And like, so I think we should talk about his crew.
Yeah.
Right, because like it's not just Mr. Beast, because I don't think he could do a show that is just him.
Right.
Right? Like he needs to have the handlers of Mr. Beast, like the people that he can talk to, or rather that can talk for him.
Right.
And so like there's like 3 kind of main characters I saw.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4.
They come and go, especially if they come out as a marginalized identity. Oh, and to be clear, they're all white.
Oh yeah, they're all white.
They're all white.
Yeah, they're
Lily White from it's all white. It's white all the way down.
You know, I wasn't going to talk about race, but like the videos, the only black people that you saw were there showing up as poverty, like stricken black people.
Yep.
Just like there to get the philanthropy from Mr. Beast. Like there's never just been a guy.
No. And we're talking about Mr. Beast, who lives and is based in North Carolina. He wants to build a content town in North Carolina, and his model is Tyler Perry in Atlanta. That he wants to have the
He said Tyler Perry?
He did.
Why?
Because Tyler Perry built that town where he makes movies, and he wants to do that with content.
Okay, we got to talk about Tyler Perry one of these days. I do have thoughts about Tyler Perry.
I have thoughts about Tyler Perry too. Great first name. That's my name. For the people who don't know.
Cool. Do I need to say my name again too?
Yeah, you're Nate.
I'm Nate.
Okay. What was I saying?
We're bad at content. We like, again, he's good at content. He says Mr. Beast a lot. So like
it's
maybe
on all of his shirts and all the videos.
Yeah. So I want to talk about
his crew, right?
His crew.
And
Let's talk about his crew. And the crew's white. That sucks.
Yeah.
But there's more here.
Oh, my point was he's in North Carolina. Nate and I are in Oregon.
Yeah.
Known for being like the whitest state in the world. North Carolina, I've been to. I mean, there's a lot more diversity there.
It's a larger population. Like
you'd think he would have friends of a different race, but I don't see it.
Yeah, it's one of those. The odds are that you would just accidentally have a black friend at that point, but he just doesn't.
He's not there.
Yeah, no. Intriguing.
Yeah, funny.
Much to consider.
Yeah. Wonder what that could mean. I don't. There's no way to know.
But like, so he has.
I'm gonna have another cookie. Go on.
Yeah, like, here's the thing about like snacks and cookies and stuff. Like, even if they taste like trash, I'll still eat them.
Should we talk about the experience we had while buying these cookies?
Absolutely.
I think we could tie it into his content.
We did a like fake content video of like, whoa, Mr. Beast is here. And there was like this guy, because like it was like what, 11 at a Safeway?
Yeah.
there was this guy behind us, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you like Mr. Beast?" And we're like, "Yeah."
Nate, describe how that guy looked.
Wait, I just went on a thing where, like I said, I wasn't gonna judge people on how they look, but like he did look like drunk and crusty.
And I would say, before all you SJWs come for me,
Wow. Here we go.
He looked homeless.
Yeah.
And I only bring up the SJW thing was because when I was homeless, I didn't call it unhoused. That's my word from when I was homeless. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, you should be able to pick your word. It's fine.
He looked like unkempt. He was missing teeth. He was dirty.
Yeah.
You could easily see that this person was monetarily challenged.
Wow, that makes it worse somehow. Just say poor.
Yeah.
He didn't look like he had money.
He looked impoverished, right?
Yeah.
And he lit up when we started talking about Mr. Beast. And he's like, have you seen his candy bars up front? Have you seen his D's Nuts bar up front? Which those are real.
Wait, I thought he made that up.
No, I looked it up.
I thought that was just like a drunk guy making up a thing.
No. And then I watching more
D's Nuts.
Watching more Mr. Beast, reading about Mr. Beast, I realized, how did this guy know Mr. Beast? Why was he so excited? And then when we started watching Mr. Beast videos, in the function of the videos, it's him showing up and randomly giving people a large sum of money.
Yeah.
It's the thing I hate a lot about capitalism, where we pin so much of our hopes on a rich person showing up and giving us a lifeboat.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, so one of the notes I wrote down before doing this was money equals life.
Yeah. Which he said in an interview I read with him.
Really?
I read this Rolling Stone article, like a deep dive into Mr. Beast, and it was really fair. Like, it wasn't a puff piece. And the writer talks about going up and seeing Mr. Beast, like, big vault of real money, and talking about how it smelled and how they couldn't stop thinking about how this money would take care of medical bills, student debt, all this stuff. And the interviewer is like, don't you think that, that this is kind of a callous way to make money or to get views when, like, so many people could use this money? And he's like, yeah, that's the point. People could use this money and I give it to them.
Well, I think that he understands that that's a real thing, right? Like that's a real thing. When you are poor, you dream about money.
Yep.
Every single, like, really impoverished person buys the lottery ticket, right? Not because, well, in a way they think they win, but like, it's the entertainment value of gambling, which is that they have the dream of escaping their current hell.
Oh yeah, I buy a scratch it and think about quitting my job.
Right. Do you buy scratches?
I haven't in years, but when I did, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, like, people do, and like they dream of this situation, right? It's a replacement. The people that Mr. Beast are bringing into the Safeway to give them $1,000 a day for torture, like that, they want to be that person.
Yeah,
right. They dream of being chosen by Mr. Beast in order to be ascended into the realm of, like, living comfortably.
Right. It's it's a more benevolent version of bum fights.
Yeah. No, I got bum fights energies from all the three crews.
Like, I think that they definitely have paid homeless people to fight. Like, that first video of the 100 dinosaurs going to a store.
It was 20. It was 20 dinosaurs.
It was 20.
He's a liar, by the way. Like every single video feels it is just a straight up lie. I don't think he even pays people the amount of money that he says he does.
Probably not. The people who left that complained that he was, like, awful and abusive, he said, I gave them all $10,000 and got them new jobs. And they're like, he didn't give us that much.
Right. Like, that's the one thing that I heard.
He's a liar.
Yeah, the one thing I heard from a rich person that I forgot who said it, but it's true, which is rich people didn't get rich by giving away their money, right? And I don't feel like Mr. Beast is the type of person to actually give away the money. He's like, I'll give you 20 grand if you say that you got 400 grand.
Right.
We don't know this for sure. Please don't sue us, Mr. Beast. But like it all has this vibes of he's never doing anything for charity. He's never doing anything to improve mankind. It is always comes with conditions of, we're going to torture you for a month. It comes with this, like, fake veneer of entertainment.
You have to have your surgery filmed.
Yeah.
In this video, we're curing 1,000 people's blindness. It's gonna be crazy.
Right. Like, that's there are Mr. Beast fans.
There are.
And, like, that's the video they tend to point to the most, is like, he cured 100 people of their blindness, or 1,000.
I think 100 wells in Africa is a good thing.
Yeah, there should be 100 wells in Africa. but not from Mr. Beast.
Right, and not for content. Like, he would argue, he says, oh, I don't take any money from the philanthropy channel, the Mr. Beast philanthropy. Like, it's all, like, anything, any revenue from that gets circled back into charity or whatever, planting 20 million trees, whatever. I looked it all up.
If he didn't get the social capital, he wouldn't do it, right? I mean,
exactly.
Like, so
That's
it's like,
it.
all right.
He's getting social capital from this. It's not, he's laundering guilt or pain from the earlier shit he used to do, because he admitted to studying the YouTube algorithm to such a point that he made himself as palatable to that and as punchy to that algorithm as he could, because his goal is to become the biggest YouTuber ever. That's all he wants.
And he got it, right?
Yeah.
Like he figured out that mystery. And that's why, like, at the we went to the beginning of his journey on YouTube, at least as far as we could see on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like there were two quality videos. Well, two styles of videos. Like, one was the like Jackass, we're gonna like
it was definitely ripping off Jackass, but
do a stunt in public, and it wasn't successful, right? Because they're not funny. Like, Jackass people are funny.
They're not funny, and they're not getting hurt.
I'm going to attempt to sit underwater for 24 hours straight. I hate to disappoint you guys, but I randomly started feeling extremely sick while sitting underwater, and I had to come out. Like, I just had this strong urge to throw up. I think it's because the water was constantly moving. I was just getting really seasick under there. Just after a while, it just really got to me, and I just really couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to power through, but I just couldn't.
Yes.
Like, the whole 100 dinosaurs, that was just, let's just run into a store and ruin a poor worker's day.
Yeah. Or like, you know, like, oh, we tied a million toy cars to see if we can tow a real car, right? Like, there's the stunt, and then there's the giveaway, right? And the giveaway is like, we went to some random Twitch streamer and gave her 10 grand,
right?
And like, what? But like, the thing that Mr. Beast has figured out is that if you give someone 10 grand and you get the emotion from them, you get free work.
Yeah.
Right? Because he doesn't have to say shit.
No.
The key thing I noticed right away when I was watching Mr. Beast is like, oh, he doesn't actually need to be here.
No.
Like, Mr. Beast,
he's not the main character. The money's the main character.
He's not a host. He's not a good host. Like, the few times that he's tried to host, like the Squid Game one is the one I keep on going back to because it's so poorly made.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's no I think it's something where he got to deal with Netflix. And again, this is speculation.
I don't think he did.
Really?
I don't.
You think he just did it?
I think, from what I read, I think he just did it. And he was very defensive because this interviewer was like, don't you think the point of Squid Game was that
right,
doing this is wrong? And he's like, well, no, the creator of Squid Game said he actually liked my video. And what it was the creator of Squid Game said, yeah, people can make whatever they want. And they didn't specifically call out Mr. Beast as good or bad video.
Okay. That's good to know. But the quality of that video sucked because, like, unlike his other videos, there was a structure to Squid Game. Like, there was things that he had to do as a game show host that he couldn't do. Right? He was incapable of it. And, like, he's so dependent on the people that show up to be the entertaining the entertainer.
Carl and Chandler and Chris.
Well, not
even them.
But not even them.
But
like,
the people in it.
Yeah, the people that are receiving the money, like, he's dependent on them to provide the value. But like, when it's just randos showing up that are maybe getting like $1,000, and there's so many of them, it turns into slop, right? Like, you know, they try to find characters to highlight as the main character, but they can't do it because they didn't like set up their game show to find main characters.
Plan it.
Like, there's no planning at all in any of these videos.
No.
They're not entertaining. Right?
They're entertaining for people who think that one day they're going to be Mr. Beast. So, do you remember our ex-friend Kyle?
Yeah, I do remember that friend.
Do you remember his business?
Yes.
Let me briefly explain. Mr. Beast reminds me of a friend, an ex-friend. We're not friends with him anymore after the great schism, which we will not be explaining. Kyle and his friend, don't remember the friend's name.
Smaller Kyle.
Yeah, little Kyle. Little K, we call him. The town they grew up in closed the one grocery store. So their idea was to create a website where people from that town could order what they wanted for groceries and from Costco, and Kyle and his friend would come deliver them. And this was like 2010, 2011, 2012, before Uber Eats, before DoorDash, before all that.
Yeah.
Before app ordering. And he called it Feed Your Greatness. And he's like, one day, this is absolutely true. He said to me, one day I want to get to the point where we're making enough money on this, I can just meet people and give them a car. And Kyle came from a similar background to Mr. Beast. So did I come from abusive parents. I don't dream about just giving someone a car. It's this weird sickness in the brain where you think handing people money will make you feel better.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate.
We call it Nate speech.
Nate speech.
Doing the whole... Okay. Play the whole theme again.
I'm still learning the buttons.
Okay.
Maybe it's the rip.
There it is.
Okay. I think it's, aspirational to want to give away your money. Right?
Yeah.
I think it is. There is something to be said. And then, it's kind of inspiring in the sickest way that this often falls on the poorest among us, that they want to give money away. The poorest people among us are usually the most generous because they know what it means to not have money, right? And so that's why, Kyle,
right?
That's why a Mr. Beast kind of maybe has dreamt about doing this one day, about just giving people a car and giving people money because he can do that because he's so wealthy, right? But when it turns into a sickness it's not that they want people to have a car. It's that they want the approval that comes with it.
Yes.
Right? They want the satisfaction of, I'm a good person because I gave them a car.
I want people to see how good I am and how happy they are for having their car.
Right. It's sourced in this kind of primal thing of I want to make people happy, but then it gets slapped on, I want people to think of me as a good person.
Yeah, it's the idea of, is what I'm doing inherently a good act, or am I only doing this act because other people will perceive it as good? Will people see me as virtuous for doing a virtuous thing, or is this truly a virtuous thing?
Right. And I think maybe Mr. Beast started that way. Who knows? Again, young Republican face.
His mom said that, oh yeah, growing up he never had any inclination to do charity. I don't know where this came from.
Okay, so he's not like our ex-friend Kyle.
No.
Right, where because Mr. Beast feels like he comes from suburbia. He doesn't feel like,
abusive father, that's suburbia.
Yeah, whatever.
And he did have a stepdad. His stepdad guards the money at the Mr. Beast HQ. Another little fact for you.
Wow. That's messed up. Cuck stepdad can't do better. But whatever. Abusive fathers come from all classes.
Right.
They go through the entire class structure. It's great. But I think that poor people want to give money away because they have that relationship to money, which is that it's the only thing they think about because it's the thing that is causing them pain.
Yes.
The lack of is causing them pain.
Mr. Beast knows that. He's like, people need money. I have money.
Right. But he would never give away money without creating content with it.
He says that he does. But he says that he does. And the people around him are like, oh, he does so much for us that we don't even talk about. And it's does he?
He's an established liar. That's the thing that I really keyed onto too, watching all those videos, was that they're all fake.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, okay, there's only 20 dinosaurs when he says there's 100. But there's also the island, you can tell that things are touched up.
Yeah.
Every single video has been enhanced in a way. It feels like what AI would do to a video, right? You said, make video better, it would turn it into Mr. Beast video or just random explosions. And have we talked about how much we hate Mr. Beast? Have we covered him and why we hate him?
We can.
Why did we pick Mr. Beast?
I think he puts a very ugly, pained face to something that I think we both hate, and that is the benevolent philanthropist capitalist, where the problems of the world, the ills of the world, will be solved by a rich person coming down and handing out crumbs.
I built a massive isolation chamber. If the two of you can survive the next 100 days in here, I will give you the $500,000 inside of this vault. But if one of you leaves before the 100 days is up, you both get nothing. Behind me are 100 people, and they range from the age 1 all the way through age 100. And I've trapped each of them in their very own glass cube. The last one to leave their cube is going to win $500,000. I built 2 massive cubes so these 100 kids can compete against these 100 adults. Whichever cube has the most people inside of it after 100 hours splits $500,000. 100 kids are going head-to-head with their parents. I laid a giant circle in the middle of nowhere. And this is a random subscriber. And if he stays in this circle for 100 days, I'll give him $500,000. I built 2 massive circles and put 100 boys in one and 100 girls in the other. And whichever circle has more people after 100 hours wins $500,000. Every day he survives in this room, I give him $10,000. We literally have $1 million in cash here, so if he survives 100 days, he can become a millionaire.
You're gonna be poor.
We are at a high school, and I'm about to offer this student $100,000 to drop out.
Right.
Like, that's why I hate Mr. Beast. I think his, like, the first video we watched where it was like, oh, my friend has to do all these faces fears to make $800,000. Like, oh, this is just Fear Factor. Fine, I like Fear Factor.
Yeah.
But the more you dig into it, the more exploitative it is. Like, especially the Africa one. Like, these are huge systemic problems. Like, putting a guy in a grocery store for fucking 45 days because he's like, I need to pay for my kid's college. We need a house. I need a car.
Right.
These are ills of the world created by a society built upon exploitation. And Mr. Beast is getting accolades and love because he's helping to alleviate, like, what is it? A bandage on like a cut off head? Like, that's what he is.
Okay, but like, so critics, defenders of Mr. Beast would say that Mr. Beast is, yes, he's filming these people receiving charity, but didn't he help those people?
Yeah, he did.
Didn't he help like that one village that got a well?
He certainly did.
Doesn't that make him a good person? He helps people. He's better than, say, like a Tom Cruise or Warren Buffett because he gave a well to that town.
You're right. I'm a temporarily embarrassed Mr. Beast. I wish I was doing what he was doing.
No, but like, what's your response to that?
My response to that is Mr. Beast shouldn't be having to solve these problems. And since he is solving these problems, these people have to dance for Mr. Beast to get their problem solved. Because people want Mr. Beast to show up and solve their problems. They're willing to debase themselves to be like, oh, yeah, we love you, Mr. Beast. Thanks for the well. Like, people should just have access to water. They should just have water.
Yeah, no, it turns us into dogs.
Yeah.
Right? We're always begging for treats because we have no other means to collect upon them.
Yeah.
Right? It felt to me like missionary work. It felt to me like, especially the Africa one. I know we keep on talking about that, but it's so obvious when you look at the Africa one, like, oh, he's just being a missionary, right? Which is that, like, I will give you the basic things that you need that we've withheld from you, but that's a larger societal thing.
Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. I'm giving you a well, right? But like the well comes with conditions, right? You have to agree to have me come to your town
in my stupid hat.
Say how great I am. Dance around, right?
And he even says, oh, this probably isn't that hard.
So a typical student would carry something like this?
Yeah.
Oh, God. If 200 students did this every day, how hard could it be?
It could be very hard.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he shows up and he's like, you guys, you can do better than this. And which is what missionary work is, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I show up, I will build you a school, but you also have to help me build a church. And also, you have to pray with me. You have to believe in God. Otherwise, I won't give you these services.
Right.
If any one of these towns said, okay, yeah, we'll take a well. And then he shows up and, they're like, Mr. Beast, we just don't like your videos. I think he would take the well away.
I think so, too.
Right? I think that it comes with absolute clear conditions. And like, yes, he's given people a well in a situation where otherwise they wouldn't have it. But like, it makes me feel sad.
Yeah.
They should just have a well.
Counterpoint. Can't you just feel happy that they have a well and that you're completely powerless to change any of their conditions? At least Mr. Beast is out there changing things for them.
But like, it's entertainment. And shouldn't I feel good when I watch entertainment instead of watching something and like feel inspired or whatever?
Some people do.
And they
are entertained, feel good, are inspired by this.
And it prevents people from actually going out and doing good locally, right? Because listen, I hate Louis C.K., right? I have problems with Louis C.K. That out of the way.
Oh, let's do a Louis C.K. episode.
I think we should. But like that out of the way, I think that he did have a good point, which is that when people think about doing a good thing, it feels like they have done it and they don't go out and do it, right? It's where like they get the warm and fuzzies watching a Mr. Beast, like, oh, man, we've done it because we're part of the Beast crew.
Yeah, I gave $4 to Mr. Beast on Twitch. That means I helped bring a well to Africa.
Yeah, so therefore I'm not going to do shit. Right? It's like, I've been, shout out to Holy Boys. I've been listening to a lot of Street Fight Holy Boys. And it's the televangelist thing where like, if I give money to this televangelist, he's going to do so much good work. Right? And like, it makes me feel good. So therefore I'm not going to go and give charity to my local community. I'm going to give it to Kenneth Copeland.
It's the idea of funneling your money upward to someone with lots of money because their money can reach more people. So we might as well make them richer so they can do more tangible good. Well, I'm here to tell you, as a nurse who volunteers in their community, just go to your fucking community.
It's insidious, right? Because on one hand, you want to say, yeah, it's good to give money away like that. But like it's poisoned. It's blood money.
Yeah, it is.
And like
it turns into fucking awful cookies and awful candy bars.
And like an awful culture. Like that's the thing that like makes me sad is that like kids like what I forget, like this is probably an old survey at this point, but like, the number one job that kids wanted to be was YouTube personality, right? And like when they say that, they mean people like a Mr. Beast or even worse, like a Luke Paul or whatever. Like
Logan Paul. Jake Paul? One of the Pauls.
One of them dang Pauls.
St. Paul.
Yeah. No, well, maybe he's okay. I don't know what St. Paul
I was talking about Minnesota.
Okay. But like... But like that's what kids want to be because they see Mr. Beast as a hero, and it's just like, dang,
he's no angel.
he is no angel. I'm sorry,
he's not. He very well could be a force for good things in the world, but at the cost of perpetuating the same abusive systems that created Mr. Beast.
Right. Because here's the thing is that if Mr. Beast really wanted to be a good person, a philanthropist.
Would kill him. No.
No.
I can't say that.
And he has a platform. He has a huge platform.
Huge.
Could you imagine if he just like put out a video that said like, hey, free Palestine?
Yeah.
Just as short as that.
Yeah, Mr.
Could you imagine what would happen?
We put together 100 kids in Palestine. Oh, like, that's too dark.
But like, yeah, and that shit's free, Mr. Beast. You can do that now.
Yeah, he could do it right now.
But he would have to say something, and he doesn't want to do that.
And you got to look at the member of his crew who transitioned, Chris.
Yeah, we haven't talked about him.
The early Mr. Beast videos, Chris, before she transitioned, was a huge part of the videos.
Yeah. Him, old Chris and Chandler.
Yes, and Carl.
Wait, does Chris not have like a new name?
Chris and Chris. Chris pre-transition was Chris with a CH.
Okay.
Chris post-transition is Chris with a K.
I just want to make sure that we're not dead naming Chris because
no, absolutely.
Because honestly, like I don't know.
No, it threw me too, but that was what I could find.
Yeah, that's fair. But like the reason why I don't know though is because after transition, Chris just kind of disappears.
Yeah, she's still there. Like she'll have a line here or there, but like Carl, Chandler all get like comedy lines and beats, and then a quick cut of Chris, and then cut away.
Right, like as quickly as possible to acknowledge existence and move on. And it's like I think that he felt like blackmailed in keeping Chris on because
obligated,
because like. I think that's the moral of a Mr. Beast.
And he said, I don't want to alienate Democrats or Republicans, which just means Republican.
Well, yeah, like that's the moral of Mr. Beast is that like
he's a coward.
By not saying anything.
Yep.
Like, he says something, right? By not saying like, hey, here's my friend Chris. She goes by Chris now. Like, was there that video even on the channel?
Not on the channel. It probably tweets about it, if I had to guess. I didn't interrogate it because it made me sick.
Yeah.
Like I would, instead of looking at what Mr. Beast is saying on tweets, I watched the videos themselves because that's what people are going to do.
And oftentimes it's like what he's not saying.
Right.
Right? And like what he's not saying, like he's trying to hide. And what he's trying to hide is he's probably a fucking transphobe.
Yeah. I mean, he was posting transphobic shit as much as 4 years ago.
Yeah. So he's wanting to hide his personality. He's wanting to be a ghost person.
Mm-hmm.
And that says something about him.
It's almost like he's a beast.
It says one very clear thing about Mr. Beast is that like he doesn't want to be a person.
Yeah. He wants to be Mr. Beast.
You know, he wants to be the purest celebrity in you know, the world.
And he calls it content, what he makes. Like he's like, yeah, I'm content creator.
It's certainly not fucking art. He's not there to make art.
No, he's really not.
He's not there to say anything. He's there to like build a pool and sit in it. And then kind of give up halfway through.
Like it's pretty sad. As I was reading, it's like he doesn't really have close relationships. He had a girlfriend for a while, but he worked too much and she left.
I mean, I am looking forward to middle-aged Mr. Beast.
So is he. He's like, I'm 25 now. Wait till you see what I do in 20 years.
No, I think he's just going to stop. He's going to get the pile of money and he's just going to leave and like maybe become like a board member of something and have like an even sadder but like, you know, more honest life as a Republican.
Yeah, it definitely is a Republican. Yeah, we love neutrality. That never favors to the oppressor at all, right?
I'm glad we started this conversation talking about cowardice, right? Because I think, like,
it's going to be a lot of that.
It's going to be a lot of that. So,
any last words about Jimmy, Mr. Beast, Donaldson?
He could go away and nothing would be lost. Like they could
just tell that to all the people whose lives he's changed. He sold a house for $1.
No, like even the fucking eye video. You know what's funny about that? Is that like you can catch in the video, like he didn't actually do all of that work. I mean, there's like a whole team of doctors and all that. But like he shows up and gives like $100,000, which isn't nothing, but also like it doesn't cover those surgeries.
Right.
He didn't do it alone. He's done none of these videos alone, but he always sells it as I did this.
Yeah.
Me, Mr. Beast did this.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you didn't. Your company did.
Would it shock you to learn that he looks up to Elon Musk?
Absolutely not. That's why I gave that kid a Tesla.
Yeah, well, he drives a Tesla as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully he puts it on auto drive and goes down the highway. Takes a little nap.
Please. We crashed 100 Cybertrucks. I hate this guy. I genuinely do. Like, I hated his face. Now I hate his soul.
Yeah. No. So should we like end these things like when we're talking about a person and it's like do better?
I don't think he will because he's like Mr. Beast is such a conundrum because and he did this purposefully. Yeah. He does do tangible good in the world. Like he had to do that.
Like
to guard from this criticism.
Okay, but
he's
like
that savvy. He's evil. He's pure evil.
But it's the equivalent of saying Hitler's a good artist. Like, you know what? Actually, like, Hitler's art is fine. It's mid, I would say. But, like, he sure did draw that shit.
Think about what Mr. Beast did to the economy for North Carolina. Boy, isn't your face red?
Yeah, Henry Ford did sure, like, you know, spring an industrialized empire. But then again, he also did get the Iron Cross from the Nazis. So, like, who's to say whether he was good or bad? Like, you can be two things.
You're right. We should put Mr. Beast on our spectrum of hate.
Here we go.
Shouldn't we?
Spectrum of hate theme. Now we're
working on these.
I'm going to do rip again because I like the rip. Oh, whoops. Oh, shit. So
here on Hate Speech, we have something that we call the spectrum of hate because we believe hate is a spectrum. Like nothing's black or white except those aliens from Star Trek.
I think that you can rank it like that. That's where I'm at with it. Is like some people are more deserving than hate than other people, right?
And on one end of our scale here is the most hated person, Nate, who already brought it up. He loves this guy. His name's Adolf Hitler.
I love to hate Adolf.
Yeah, who doesn't? That's what I was saying.
Yeah, it's cathartic, and like he's just right there. You can anything you got, you want to get it out on Hitler. That's my motto.
It's a good motto.
Get it out on Hitler.
And at the other end is we picked someone, not something. I shouldn't take away their humanity because they're beautiful. That people don't hate, that people pretty much uniformly love.
Yeah.
And that is one, LeVar Burton.
People do love him.
Who can hate him? Nobody.
Jordy.
He's perfect.
Nobody hated Jordy on the show.
And to be fair, let me be clear. I haven't looked into to see if LeVar Burton, Jordy /Roots / Reading Rainbow is bad. I'm just going to hope that he's good and stays good.
I mean, honestly, this is kind of like a calibration thing. We might find someone that's worse than Hitler.
Yeah.
We might find someone that's better than LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
We're just here to calibrate it, and that's how we did it.
Yep.
But like now we have a new person. we have a one Mr. Beast, a Jimmy Donaldson.
Yeah.
JD. I think he's in the middle. He's between. I think, like, if we're ranking it, Hitler being third, Mr. Beast being second,
Okay.
and LeVar Burton being first.
I think that's accurate. Yeah.
He's right there.
I think he skews closer to Hitler than LeVar.
What? Yeah, like, honestly, no. But he's not Hitler.
Oh, no, he's not. He's definitely not. Well, hold on. How many wells did Hitler build?
You know, actually,
probably a lot through Europe.
Maybe a lot, actually. We don't know.
Let's not look into Hitler's philanthropy.
He probably did. He loved dogs. Mr. Beast had a whole video about loving dogs.
Yeah, he gave 100 away.
And so there we have it. First episode done.
Yeah. So that's hate speech.
If you have something you hate, let us know. And we might hate it too.
Yeah, you can email us at hatespeechp@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at H8Speech. That's our @. Or, hey, you can support us. We've done other podcasts. If you're listening to this, you've probably heard some of those podcasts, and you can finally support us. You can find us on patreon.com/Hatreon.
Patreon.com/Hatreon.
Yeah.
That's easy to say.
H-A-T-E-R-E-O-N. Hatreon. Nobody took that. Can you believe that? That's us.
Patreon. So it's HATE.
R-E-O-N.
R-E-O-N.
Patreon. Patreon.com/Hatreon. Come on, say it.
No.
Okay.
You know, because I'm not going to sell my soul like a Mr. Beast. It's not about the merch for me. We don't have merch.
No. I mean, I've thought about moving all the Animorphs merch to it just so people can...
Wow.
Look.
You're like a Mr. Beast.
Yeah. I'm kind of the Mr. Beast of this podcast, and you're kind of my Chandler.
If we have enough people join our Patreon, we'll like give like a homeless person like a sandwich.
No, I already volunteer. We'll do something worse. Just play the fucking end song and let's go.
Hate speech, motherfucker, hate speech. Hate speech, motherfucker, hate speech. Hate speech, motherfucker, hate speech. Hate speech, motherfucker, hate speech.
And our music is done by Jay Spizzy from Dropping a Pop Locket. Go give them a follow. They do some great shit. Have a good one.
This cookie sucks.
Mr. Beast sucks. I don't know what to tell you. You thought his cookie would be good? Fuck you.